Hey y'all, we made it through the freeze, partly. It was 68 degrees yesterday, and I think it's like 52 today. But tomorrow, it's going to be below 30 again. It's going to freeze again. And today, I wanted to get on here and talk about Swedish death cleaning. Now, they call it Sweden death cleaning, but it's really like decluttering your space is what my interpretation of it is. And I wanted to ask you guys, are y'all doing that? Now, I believe that as you age, I'm 60 plus years old, and as you age, it's something you should think about, and you should think about doing with your family. Now, having said all of that, this is what I know for sure. As I talk to people that are my age, what I've discovered is that uh, we have a problem with talking about our final days and leaving here and things like that. I mean, to the point where I've talked to family members, they just won't even have a discussion about it, and it just amazes me that people. I can't say that I think they think they're gonna live forever, but it just frightens them to talk about it. But one of the things that I learned when my mother-in-law passed, my father-in-law passed, and when my husband passed away, one of the things I learned is that you accumulate a ton of stuff when you over 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years old. You accumulate a whole bunch of stuff. And so I wanted to get on here and make this video about why we should consider death cleaning, Sweden death cleaning, or decluttering our space, and give you 5 reasons why you should do it. And because my channel is a cooking channel, I want to share with people the basics of cooking. There's a plenty of website, plenty of channels out here on all social media that can teach you all the elaborate stuff that you can do with food. That's not what my channel is about. My channel is more about teaching you kind of basic stuff, because I believe if you can get the basics down, you can pretty much cook anything you want to cook. But how does Sweden death cleaning and decluttering your space relate to basic cooking and kitchen? And one of the things that I wanted to make sure that you understand is that there are a lot of things in your kitchen that needs to be decluttered. There are. Um, First of all, think about if you're over 60 years old, like I am. If you're 60 plus and you moving on up to them 80s and 90s and stuff, there's probably a lot of stuff in your kitchen that you no longer use. And one reason is that you want to make sure that when you do leave this earth, that the things that you find of value, if someone else in the family also finds those things of value, you want to make sure that that person gets those things. Let me give you a classic example. Cast iron skillets have been passed down for generations, from grandmom to mom to daughter. And whether you have daughters or sons, because everybody who eats, if you got a body and a mouth, you need to know how to cook you some food. I don't believe that just women need to know how to cook. Everybody needs to know how to cook them some food. And so there's somebody somewhere in your family that could make use of, like in my case, I have cast iron skillets, I have fabulous pots and pans, and I want to make sure that those things get in the hand of people who value them and will use them. And that's one way you start to declutter. And if you know that you're of that age where maybe you used to be the house to come to that did all of the dinners and all of the invites. Your place was a house where everybody came to, and maybe you're too old to be in the kitchen cooking like that anymore. You want to make sure that those things get to the person who will take that role on in the family, that person who will start cooking again, and their house will be the house that everybody comes to. You want to make sure that those things, because those things are valuable. People don't think that those cast iron skillets and those $200 pots and pans are valuable, but those things are valuable because they last a lifetime. And so you want to get them to the people who you know would value them. And reason number two is that you want to get them to the people who you want them to go to. Because when you pass away, if you don't specify who you want the things that you value to go to, somebody else go decide for you. So that's two reasons why you should do it. One of the other reasons why you want to declutter is, especially in the kitchen, is because spices and herbs and stuff, they go bad. And when I say go bad, I don't think spices go bad per se. They lose their potency. They lose their potency. So let's say you go online and you find this fabulous meal that one of your favorite cooking people have showed you, or one of the food channels have showed you, and you want to fix that meal, and they're using some spice from, you know, Peru or something like that that you've never heard of, but you got to fix that dish. You've got to fix that dish. And so you go get that spice from a specialty market. I want to encourage you to get those spices in small quantities, like 25 to 50 cent quantities, because if you do that, that one time that you make that meal, you might not make that meal again for another 2, 3 years. And as spices sit on the counter and get warm, and or sit in the drawers and get warm, they lose their potency over time. It takes a long time, but they do. And so that's another thing that you can go through your kitchen and declutter. The other thing is that as you're dealing with household items, a lot of the reasons why older people fall is because they have so much clutter in their house. They have so much, they're hoarders. A lot of them are hoarders, and they got a lot of crap in their house. And so you as a family member, if that person that's 60 plus is not going to do it, you and a family member should encourage that person to, hey, let's declutter your house. Let's get rid of some of these clothes that you haven't worn in 5, 10 years. Let's get rid of some of these knickknacks that really don't mean anything to anybody other than you, but when you pass, does anybody in the family want those things? We got to have a real conversation about this kind of stuff, because if it's going to get thrown in the trash, it's going to get thrown in the trash. That's fine and good. But what's going to happen is, if you don't do it, you being the person in your 60s and older, then it's up to your family member to do it. And that's the other reason why you want to get it done. You don't want to put that burden on your family members, and you want to get rid of as much stuff as possible. And the other reason is that you just want to get those stuff to the people who you want to have them, because they're valuable to you. And so right now, the only thing that I'm struggling with at this point in my stage of this game is books. I have over 100 cookbooks. I have a ton of books, not just cookbooks though, because my late spouse was an avid reader, and so we've just got books, 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 books. And so I already know that my children will get a set of books. There's a set of books that'll go to the grandchildren, but still, I still have a large quantity of books. And I will probably give some books to a half price bookstore. And so I've got to go through and sort through those things. So as you're going through this Swedish death cleaning process with your family member, encourage them to make it a family deal. Make it a thing that y'all do on the weekends or whatever, where y'all can share memories about these things that you no longer need, you no longer want, you no longer have a desire to have in the house, and figure out a way that you can get them to the right person. And if you're not going to get them to the right person, or if they're no longer any of use, what I do is I give stuff to, I don't do Goodwill, I do Purple Heart for the most part, because Purple Heart will let you box it up, bag it up, put it on your porch, and you just type in your zip code on their site, and when they're in your neighborhood, they just drive by and come to your house and pick the stuff up, and they're done with it. So that's one way you can do it. But typically we have so much stuff in our house accumulated, and I really discovered this with my mother-in-law and father-in-law passing. Lord, they were in the 80s and 90s now. Can you imagine the stuff that was in their house? And somebody had to get rid of that stuff. Okay, so we had to get together and decide, make decisions now that they're gone, that they may have wanted, my mother-in-law may have wanted a certain person to have her jewelry. Well, that didn't happen, because we have a hard problem with talking about death, and so we don't write stuff down in our wills and stuff of who we want things. So that stuff went to whoever it went to. And you want to try to avoid that, because really and truly, as you get older, as we age, and as much as I love to cook and stuff, I've already allocated stuff to go to family members when I leave here. You know, my chafing dishes and some of my fancy pots and pans and stuff like that. I don't really like china, so I don't have a lot of china. And I'm probably one of the very few older people that I just don't like china, y'all. so, so I don't have a lot of china, but I do have quality plates and cups and saucers and spoon and tableware and stuff like that. And I want that stuff to go to people who I know will find it of value, and more importantly, who are going to use it. I don't want a lot of stuff cluttered in my living room and bedroom and stuff that as my bones get, you know, soft and stuff, and I'm not moving as fast as I am right now. I'm already not moving as fast as I was a few years ago. So as that aging process keeps going, I keep going slower and slower and slower. I don't want to be tripping and falling over stuff. I want to see floors. I want to see walls. I want to see art. I want to see my family members on my walls. I don't want a whole bunch of knickknacks and stuff. And so I'm going through the process of getting rid of that stuff. So this video is about why you should declutter, Sweden death cleaning your stuff. And the most important reason, I believe, is because you don't want that burden to be left on your children or whoever is taking care of you taking care of your responsibilities once you pass away. I think it's valuable to understand that. I wanted to come out here and bring this video to you because number one, I wanted sun on my face, which is right. I don't have my glasses on. I wanted the sun to get in my eyes. I am a firm believer, y'all, of sun getting on the skin. I am. And y'all can argue with yourselves about that. I understand the skin cancer thing, but I'm not bathing in the sun, and I like the sun going on my skin, and I particularly like the sun going in my eyes. I just do. And I'm not out here for 30, 40, 50 minutes. I'm out here for maybe 10 minutes making this video, and then I'm done with it. So that's why I think it's fine, because I just feel uplifted with the sun shining on my skin. I haven't had any sun all week because it's been so cold. So I just wanted to get on here and make this video about that, and just show you how it does relate to cooking basics and decluttering your kitchen and stuff, but it's decluttering your whole aspect of your home and stuff. And you could even take it to the next level, to where you literally move out from your place of your home. If you're living in a big old house and you don't want to live there anymore, you can move to a smaller space. That's another way to declutter. I'm not doing that. That part I'm not doing, but I have done decluttered my house, and I'm happy about it. I just need to get rid of some books now. And when I say get rid of, I don't mean throw away. I mean allocate them to family members, and get them to the right family members who I want to have them. So I just wanted to bring you that awareness to declutter your house. And if you're not decluttering your house, get with a family member, a younger person in the family that will help you go through that process of decluttering your house. And you can make it a memorable thing. Y'all can go through all of the stuff periodically, maybe once a weekend or something, and create memories from that. And once you do that, and you can see walls and floors and things that are clean, it's like cleaning up that office of yours for the first time. When you go into that office for the first time, you see things so much more organized, and it just gives you it's like a stress relief. You just feel and that's what decluttering will do for you. So I want to encourage you to do it, because as we get older, we're in our 60s, going to our 70s, 80s, and 90s. A whole bunch of stuff we don't need, we're not going to use, and we need to make sure the younger people have what they need from the stuff that we find of value, from the stuff that they find of value. And then if nobody finds it value, we need to get rid of it. All right, that's what I got for y'all today. I'm Val Taylor. I hope you enjoyed this video as I soak up a little sun before the next freeze. Y'all go out and make it a great day. Bye now.